The ambulance doors are slamming shut, bodies are being carried out on stretchers, and Bronson Reed stands in the wreckage like an absolute monster who just tore through everything in his path. What you're about to witness is not your typical Monday Night Raw, this is complete and utter carnage. 5 minutes that changed everything. 5 minutes where one man decided that enough was enough, and he was going to make the entire WWE universe remember his name by leaving destruction in his wake. I'm telling you right now, by the time we reach the end of this video, you're going to understand why social media is exploding, why fans are calling this one of the most brutal displays in recent WWE history, and why Bronson Reed might have just secured himself a permanent spot in the main event scene. But you need to stay with me until the very end, because what happens in those final moments, you won't believe it. And hey, if you're new to SLAMZONE, do me a favor. We're building something special here, a family of wrestling fans who live for these moments just like you do. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, because I promise you, we break down the moments that matter. We go deep, we feel it together, and we celebrate this beautiful chaos called professional wrestling. Now let's get into it. Monday Night Raw. The arena is electric. You can feel the tension in the air, that crackling energy when you know something is about to go down. The crowd is hot, they're ready, they're hungry for action. And then the music hits. Bronson Reed makes his entrance, and you can see it in his eyes, something is different tonight. This isn't the Bronson Reed who's been taking losses, who's been overlooked, who's been waiting for his moment. No. This is a man who's had enough. This is a 300-pound wrecking ball with a singular purpose, absolute destruction. The way he's walking to that ring, the intensity radiating off him, you just know someone is about to pay the price. The commentators are trying to figure out what's happening, the crowd is buzzing with anticipation, and Reed just stands there in the center of the ring, microphone in hand, and the arena goes quiet. Everyone's waiting. Everyone's watching. And then he starts talking. He starts calling people out. He's done playing games. He's done being patient. He wants everyone who's ever doubted him, everyone who's ever stood in his way, to come face him right now. The challenge is laid down, and you can feel the shift in the atmosphere. This isn't a worked promo, this feels real. This feels like a man who's ready to burn it all down. Austin Theory's music hits. Here comes Theory, that cocky swagger, that confidence, walking down like he's got all the answers. He's talking trash, he's got that smirk on his face, and he thinks he can just walk into Bronson Reed's storm and walk out unscathed. Wrong. So incredibly wrong. The bell hasn't even rung. Reed just charges at Theory like a freight train with no brakes. The crowd erupts. Theory tries to defend himself, throwing wild punches, but it's like trying to stop a tsunami with your bare hands. Reed grabs him, lifts him up, and the impact when Theory hits the mat, you can feel it through the screen. The ring is shaking. The whole arena is on its feet. Theory is trying to roll out, trying to escape, but Reed is relentless. He's not giving him an inch. Every move is calculated destruction. Every strike is delivered with bad intentions. Reed pulls Theory back into the ring, positions him, runs off the ropes and tsunami splash. The crowd counts along, 1, 2, wait, Reed pulls Theory up. He's not done. He doesn't want the pin, he wants to send a message. The referee is trying to restore order, but there is no order tonight. This is Bronson Reed's world now, and everyone else is just living in it. Theory is gasping for air, holding his ribs, and you can see the regret in his eyes. He wanted no part of this level of violence. Reed drags him up again, another tsunami splash. The impact is sickening, and again Reed pulls him up before 3. The crowd is going insane. They can't believe what they're witnessing. The music hits, and oh my god, here comes Paul Heyman. The wise man himself is making his way down to ringside, and the crowd absolutely loses it. What is Heyman doing here? Is he trying to recruit Reed? Is he trying to stop this madness? Heyman's got that look on his face, that calculating expression, and he's got a microphone in his hand. Heyman gets on the apron, he's talking to Reed, trying to get his attention. You can't hear everything he's saying over the roar of the crowd, but you can read his lips. He's trying to reason with him. He's telling Reed to stop, to think about what he's doing, maybe even making an offer. For a moment, just a moment, it looks like Reed is listening. The arena holds its breath. Is Heyman about to work his magic? Is he about to talk down this rampaging giant? Reed takes a step toward Heyman. Another step. The crowd is completely silent now, hanging on every movement. Heyman's still talking, his hands are up in that peaceful gesture, and you think maybe, just maybe, this is about to end without more carnage. And then Reed grabs Heyman by the tie. The crowd explodes. Heyman's eyes go wide with terror. He's stammering, he's begging, trying to talk his way out like he's done 1,000 times before, but Reed is not listening. Reed pulls Heyman into the ring and the wise man is absolutely panicking. He's never been a physical competitor, he's always been protected, and now he's in the ring with an absolute monster who's seeing red. Reed positions Heyman, the crowd knows what's coming, they're on their feet, phones out, cameras flashing everywhere because they know they're about to witness something unforgettable. Reed runs off the ropes, the whole ring shakes with each step, and tsunami splash on Paul Heyman. The impact is devastating. Heyman is not a wrestler, he's not conditioned to take that kind of punishment, and he's laying there motionless while the crowd is going absolutely ballistic. Medical staff rushes down to check on Heyman, but Reed just stands over him, arms spread wide, accepting the chaos he's created. This is his moment. This is his statement. And he's not done yet. If you're enjoying this absolute chaos, if your heart is racing right now just like mine is, then please hit that like button. Drop a comment and tell me what you think about what Reed is doing. Are you Team Reed or do you think he's gone too far? Subscribe to SLAMZONE because we're covering all the madness every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next in this story. Ring that notification bell so you're right here with us when the next explosive moment drops. Now, back to the destruction. EMTs are trying to help Heyman to the back. Theory is still laid out in the corner holding his ribs, and you'd think this would be enough carnage for one night. But then, Logan Paul's music hits. The crowd goes nuclear. Logan Paul, the social media megastar turned WWE sensation, is making his way down to the ring, and he looks furious. He's pointing at Reed, he's yelling, his face is red with anger. Paul has always positioned himself as a fearless competitor, someone who takes on any challenge, and seeing Heyman get destroyed like that has triggered something in him. Paul slides into the ring, gets right in Reed's face, and starts shoving him. He's screaming at Reed, calling him every name in the book, and the crowd is eating it up. The tension between these two is palpable. You've got Logan Paul, the celebrity athlete who's proven he belongs in WWE, standing face-to-face with Bronson Reed, the 300-pound destroyer who's currently on the rampage of his career. They're jawing at each other, it's practically touching, and you can feel that this is about to explode. Paul throws the first punch. Reed barely flinches. Paul throws another and another, rapid-fire punches that would drop most men, but Reed just absorbs them. The look on Paul's face shifts from confidence to concern because he's realizing he just made a terrible mistake. Reed grabs Paul by the throat, lifts him up, and plants him with a massive powerbomb. The ring sounds like it's going to collapse. Paul bounces off the mat, and the air is knocked out of him. He's gasping, trying to crawl to the ropes, but Reed is stalking him like a predator who's cornered his prey. Reed pulls Paul to the center of the ring, signals to the crowd, they know what's coming, and he climbs to the second rope. Paul is barely moving, he doesn't even know where he is right now, and Reed leaps. Tsunami splash from the second rope. The impact. Oh my god, the impact. Logan Paul is crushed beneath 300 pounds of pure aggression, but Reed still isn't satisfied. He climbs up again, the crowd is chanting one more time, and Reed is feeding off this energy. He positions himself, takes a breath, and delivers another tsunami splash. Paul's body just goes limp. This is complete and utter dominance. The referee is calling for help, security is flooding the ringside area, and Bronson Reed just stands in the middle of the ring surveying the absolute carnage he's created. Austin Theory is being helped to the back, Paul Heyman is on a stretcher, Logan Paul is barely conscious being attended to by medical staff, and Reed just stands there, arms raised. Accepting the mixed reaction from the crowd, some cheering his dominance, others shocked by the brutality they just witnessed. This is the Bronson Reed the WWE Universe has been waiting for. This is the monster who refuses to be ignored anymore. 5 minutes. 5 minutes of pure, unfiltered destruction that's going to be talked about for months. Social media is exploding right now with reactions, highlights are being shared everywhere, and the entire wrestling world is asking the same question, what happens next? Because you don't do what Bronson Reed just did without consequences. You don't take out Paul Heyman without answering to the bloodline. You don't destroy Logan Paul without making a massive enemy. You don't leave Austin Theory broken without Triple H taking notice. Reed has just painted a target on his back the size of Texas, and everyone in that locker room now knows exactly what he's capable of. But maybe that's exactly what Reed wanted. Maybe he wanted everyone to fear him. Maybe he wanted to force WWE's hand and make them put him in the main event picture where he belongs. Because after tonight, after this display of absolute dominance, how can they not? If you made it this far, if you rode this entire wave of chaos with me, then you're exactly the kind of wrestling fan we want in the SLAMZONE family. Hit that subscribe button right now, smash the like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Reed went too far? Is he the next big monster heel? What do you think happens when the bloodline comes looking for payback? I want to hear all your theories. Make sure those notifications are on because we're covering every single development in this story as it unfolds. This is just the beginning of what could be Bronson Reed's absolute takeover of WWE, and you're going to want to be here for every single moment. Until next time, this is SLAMZONE, where we break down the moments that make wrestling unforgettable. Stay passionate, stay loud, and I'll see you in the next one.